What's up, guys? It's Clown Fight here. Guys, today I'm just going to break down the face-off between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. So this is part 2, guys. So I've already done part 1. Definitely check my part 1 out. It is quite long, guys, but I'm telling you now, if you're looking for that advantage, it's worth watching all of that. I did break down the psychology, who has the advantage since the first fight. You definitely want to check that out. Anyways, guys, this one ain't going to be as long, but they did do 2 face-offs, so we'll be breaking this one down as well. So without further ado, let's get into it.
February 22nd, live on the Zone, we get to see the 2 best light heavyweights of this generation fight again, and this one will leave no stones unturned. Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. Before they meet in the ring, they meet here face to face. This is face-off. Artur, I want to come to you first. Undisputed last time, undisputed this time. Does this feel any different, or is it the same because all the belts again?
I think it's same.
So again, Artur Beterbiev feels like it's the same fight because he's got all the belts. For Bivol, it may be different.
A little bit different.
Why?
I still want to be undisputed, and now I want to revenge.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting thing, guys. Bivol wants revenge, and I've seen this in a few interviews, guys. You gotta go watch those other interviews. I'm not gonna break interviews down, but all week I've been seeing Bivol saying, look, he's not really too fun. He doesn't care about the belts that much. Obviously, he wants to be undisputed, but he said in an interview that he cares more about getting revenge. Now it depends, guys, how you take this. Like, definitely check my first breakdown out from a psychological point of view. I've already said Bivol has got a chip on his shoulder. I like it. I love what I'm seeing. He's got fire in his belly. He came up short by a small amount. He hasn't broken. He hasn't folded. He took it like a man, and he said, "I'm gonna get my revenge. I wanna be better." That's what a real fighter does. So I personally believe this fight's gonna be better than the first fight. But the other side, you gotta look at it. When he says, "I want revenge," is that stemming from an emotional point of view? Because, guys, when you get emotional, that's when it's not good for a fighter. Now, I don't think it is, because Bivol said in the previous breakdown I've done, emotions are not good. He keeps his emotions out of it. He just focuses on being better and wanting to win. I believe he's coming from that angle. But again, the way he's saying, "I want revenge," if used correctly, it's going to help his performance. It just depends if he teeter-totters into the emotional side, which I don't think he will, but it's interesting to see.
Do you expect to stop him?
Look at Artur Beterbiev's face. Artur Beterbiev's got a little smirk on his face. He's being asked, do you expect to stop him?
This time, Artur. Everyone expected to see that because before it was 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Are you upset with yourself that you didn't?
No upset, because I never focus of knocking out someone like my previous opponents. I'm more focused for another details.
So again, Artur Beterbiev's answer was, again, I'm not really focused on the knockout. Even my previous opponents, I don't focus on the knockouts. I focus on the other details. Basically, what he's saying is if the knockout happens naturally, he'll let it happen. And look at the smile on his face. Now, Bivol's going to get asked the same question.
Dmitry, I think you surprised some people in the fight because there were times in that fight where you had him on the back foot. There were some times where it looked like you would hurt him. Do you think you have enough power to stop Artur?
I think I have enough power to stop everybody in light heavyweight division, and at the same time everybody from light heavyweight division have enough power to stop me. It's just about the moment where you can deliver your punch.
Was you confident?
Again, good, humble, nice response from Bivol. He said, look, I've got the power to stop anyone in the division, but at the same time, anyone can stop me. It's a humble side that I'm seeing again. I don't see any emotions here. I just see him saying it as it is, and I like that from Bivol. Let's see what Artur Beterbiev saying here.
When the judges were reading out the scorecard, was you confident that you had done enough to win?
To win, yes, but you want to do more, better. Not important to do knockout, but I mean, to another little things, yeah.
Did you?
So basically, Artur Beterbiev saying, which is covered before, he thought he won even when they were reading the judges' scorecards, but he'd prefer to obviously have a concrete answer, whether that's by knockout or... That's what he usually gets, so he's a bit uncertain, but he knew he was going to win on his side.
You feel like you had done enough going into the 12th? Was you confident that you had got the victory when the scorecards were read out?
Before 12? You mean, or after?
Before 12 and then after.
Before 12 I felt good. I felt like there was some good moments, bad moments, but I need to have to go to another round. That's it. I didn't have too much thoughts before 12.
And then when the scorecards are read out, most fighters know, right? Some fighters know if they've won or not. How confident were you when the scorecards were read out?
I wasn't confident about winning or losing. I just had in my head some of the moments I did well, but some of them not good. How judges will see this? For them, maybe they see better. That's it.
Was you surprised?
So again, what he's basically saying, look, I've already touched on this in my last breakdown, so you want to go watch the last breakdown. As I said, Bivol has to explain himself a bit more than Beterbiev because he lost. He's trying not to make excuses or anything. He's just trying to say he's not like he wasn't confident that he won. He was just doing what he needed to do, and he's not saying I wasn't confident I wasn't gonna win. He's like his focus wasn't on it. He performed in the ring and he waited on the judges, but he has to explain himself a bit more because he came up short. So it's natural for him to want to explain himself. But that's where I got into where Artur Beterbiev still has that psychological advantage. Remember, guys, when you lose a fight, no matter what fighter you are, it does affect you. I'm anyone who loses a fight, psychologically, mentally, it can affect you. Some people have it worse than others. Some people are never the same. Some people, like you could say AJ as an example, when he lost to Ruiz, the guy changed his style completely. I don't think Bivol is that type of fighter, and the fight was different. He didn't get knocked, he didn't get knocked out, he didn't get stopped. It was just a close decision. But losing in the first time ever, it affects people psychologically. You do get a lower level. I don't say you get a lower level of psychology. What I'm saying is Artur Beterbiev still doesn't know how it feels to lose. Bivol does. It's going to affect him in two ways. One way, it just negatively affects him. The other way is it forces him to be better, which is what we need to see a better fight, and that's how he can win the fight as well. So I think he's done the latter. I think he's gonna force himself to be better, and it's gonna make an improved fight.
If anything that Dmitry did, you would have watched his fights before, but you only know someone when you're in the ring in a real fight.
Of course, he did the job. They prepared good. Not like stronger or faster, but everything more all skills when.
So again, look, you just see Bivol look over to Beterbiev again just to see what is he saying about me. Like, this comes back to what I said in the first breakdown. Make sure you watch that. Again, it comes down to the alpha. Like, look, when I say alpha, both of these men are alphas. I'm not saying Bivol's a beta, but when someone has you and they've beaten you once, you still kind of look over to them like, yeah, you got my number in that one. I have to kind of give you that respect. So when they say something, you want to know what they're saying. That's why Bivol keeps looking over to him just to, like, it's hard to explain, guys. It's not something that, Bivol's lesser than Beterbiev. No, that's not the case. They're both on the same sort of page in my book. But you have to look at the slight psychological differences. What is Beterbiev actually even saying here? It's talking about, he's just muttering words.
All performance,
One of the hardest hitters
He's like, I can improve, etc., etc.
in boxing, right? His record before you, he knocked everyone out.
Now, Ade is asking him about Beterbiev, about how he feels about him.
Was he stronger than you thought? Did he hit harder than you thought?
I was expecting that he's strong, and he was strong.
He's won the first fight. You go into this one with a different type of pressure. To lose again would be a bit of a damage to your career.
So again, Bivol giving good answers. I expected he was strong, and he was strong.
It is more pressure.
So now Ade's asked him a psychological question. You losing now, it's going to be damage to your career. Like, it's putting the pressure on him. You losing now, isn't that going to be bad for you? Let's see what Bivol responds with.
On you to win this time?
Pressure.
Was it the same as it was before?
The same pressure from outside. I always doesn't like to lose, and I don't want. And of course, every lose could damage you. But I'm not focusing on this now.
Good answer, really. He said, look, every fight could damage you. He's not focusing on it, though. He's not sitting there at night thinking, shit, if I lose to Beterbiev, I'm going to get... He's more like, I'm going to give him my all. We'll see what happens. If I lose, I lose on it. But he doesn't want to lose. That's where the psychological advantages play. Bivol's saying he doesn't think about losing, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. Fighters probably know, like, it probably haunts them at night thinking, shit, if I do lose. But guys, at the same time, I've heard the best fighters, guys. I'll give examples of MMA. I don't want to give his name, actually, but I don't want to give a specific name, but I've heard top level athletes, they have nightmares about losing, guys. They don't want to lose. Like, I'll give a good example. George St. Pierre from the UFC is an all-time great. He used to say before my fight, I used to have fear that, shit, I'm going to lose, I'm going to do this. But you know what that used to do to them? That used to make them prepare more harder. Like, it's a good thing to have fear before the fight. Mike Tyson said it himself. Being scared, it makes you perform on the night. Now, again, I don't think he's saying it in exactly those ways, but he's saying the right things. He doesn't sit there and think, oh, I'm going to damage my reputation if I lose. But sometimes that can actually make a fighter be better. They're like, you know what, I'm going to give him my all. So even if I lose, you'll see that I gave him my all. Dmitry Bivol strikes me as that type of person. He's not worried like about losing. If it loses, he doesn't want to lose, but it's going to bring the best out of Dmitry Bivol, in my opinion.
Is it a must-win fight, though?
Of course. Of course, it's must win.
Must win fight, 100%.
What do you do different this time? I watched the fight a few times, and I almost felt like both of you were perfect. What can you do better this time that's going to be better than October 12th?
I tell you when we are alone, you know.
No one's listening.
So look at Bivol's face again. Look how Artur Beterbiev does those little psychological games. It's been funny here, but it's like, I'll tell you what I can do when we're alone, etc. Bivol's just not breaking character, staying stoic as he can.
Like, we know everything, like, you know, for example, my condition coach, he tell me, like, we need to do something different, like, you know, we will try to be better than this time, than last time.
Just to be better in all positions.
So Bivol's got an answer for him now. I don't know if Bivol's responding to Beterbiev here, but he's like, I'm going to be better. Bivol's looked over to him to say, I think Ades asked him the same question, but Bivol's looked him in his face. He goes, I'm going to be better in all positions.
In all my positions, yeah. You to be perfect, there is no some limit.
There's no limit.
And of course, I see where it could be better.
Two fighters that all...
Yeah, so Bivol again. If you look at Artur Beterbiev right now, is this a bite? Remember I said in my first video, Artur Beterbiev is waiting for Bivol to bite. Like, psychologically, I got you. I'm making you feel angry, this and that. I wouldn't say it's that. Bivol's given the right response for every question. But I did say in the first video, guys, the psychological edge due to a religious point of view, again, from a spiritual point of view, I'm edging Beterbiev, but I'm not saying Bivol's psychologically bad or he's gonna lose because he's not on the same psychological level. He's obviously came up short. He's given the right responses, but he's got a fire in his belly. That's what I see here. I see Bivol with a massive fire in his belly. I can feel it through the screen, guys. This guy wants it bad. I know he does. But Beterbiev, it doesn't mean Beterbiev's going to chill. But who knows? Bivol might come with some fire and then we may see a third fight. I don't know, guys, if that's going to happen, but let's see.
The talking in the ring. I like it. Handshake?
Handshake. So remember in the last one, it was Artur Beterbiev who didn't want to do the handshake. Bivol's not going to respond. Let's see what he says.
No.
Artur Beterbiev is the one who says no.
No handshakes.
Bivol's like, nope. Bivol didn't want to say it first. Artur Beterbiev had to say no.
What you?
Okay, I'll take it. And I'll take it. So a handshake. Good luck to both.
Do you see what I'm saying, guys, about the alpha always goes first? Bivol didn't want to give the answer. He let Artur Beterbiev say it first. Bivol can't say it because Artur Beterbiev is the winner. So Artur Beterbiev has kind of got the lead. So Bivol, like, if Artur Beterbiev put his hand out to Bivol, do I think Bivol would have shook it? Maybe. It doesn't mean anything bad again. It just means, guys, the other guy knows he's got the slight advantage right now from a psychological point of view. He does. Artur Beterbiev does have the advantage. It doesn't mean Bivol's going to lose. Bivol can use that as a belittling kind of thing. You're belittling me. You're making me feel like small. I'll show you in the ring, and he can use it as energy.
Both you, Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol, undisputed light heavyweight showdown, February 22nd, live on DAZN.
But yeah, guys, look, you got to watch my first psychological breakdown to see who I think I gave the edge to. Again, very slightly, again, not slightly, but there's certain factors that give it more to Artur Beterbiev, in my opinion. Not saying Bivol's psychologically weak or he's not on the same level psychologically. No, he's given all the right responses. If I had to edge, I'd probably edge Beterbiev, and the reasons are in my first video, so definitely check that out. Guys, my next video will be the full fight breakdown of this fight, so definitely stay tuned. I will be breaking this fight down in full, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.